Okay, so this is Dunedin, and we're just coming into port right now. That's why the pilot boats are out here. And today we're taking off for an overnight to Queenston and back. Our itinerary's been changed because of some bad weather conditions. Originally we're only supposed to spend one night here, but we've got 2 nights here, and that does affect our overnight excursion. We're going to miss the going through the mountains and seeing the fjords from that point of view, although I think we'll still see the fjords from the boat when we go through one of the sounds, but we'll see what happens.
Closed for earthquake strengthening. Next to it, behind the scaffolding, is the old women's prison, red brick building, about to be turned into a backpackers accommodation. Train on the left, the Otago Settlers Museum coming up on the left. You'll see a double-ended shunting engine just inside Josephine. Lovely old train. The next part of it is the old coach station. The old coach station, which is a lovely Art Deco building. This is now a museum, a Settlers Museum. On the right, this area is called Queen's Gardens. That's our war memorial, the cenotaph in the centre. Commemorates victims of mostly the First World War, but all the other wars New Zealand has been involved in. On the left, as we go around the corner, the Dunedin Chinese Gardens. Now, when the settlers first arrived here, this was still the foreshore where we are, so everything behind us has been reclaimed from the sea. So just where the road starts rising a little bit, this was the edge of the foreshore. The Chinese Gardens, as a result of Dunedin being a twin city with Shanghai. We had a mayor here who was ethnically Chinese, but a New Zealand citizen of several generations, and he had relatives in Shanghai. He managed to get New Zealand a sister city relationship with Shanghai. They provided They provided all the materials and labour to build that Chinese garden. Even the rocks in the Chinese garden came out. It's the most authentic Chinese garden in the Southern Hemisphere. On the left, this little structure, this is the memorial to William Cargill, the secular leader of the city. Red brick building. This was the King William Technical College. And for a long time in New Zealand, you took an exam at 11 and your whole future was decided by the results of that exam. You were either technical, i.e. not very bright, so you do woodwork, carpentry, or you were academic and you did the classics. Happily, we've moved away from that, although we still underestimate the value of technical skills. On the right-hand side, this new building, and just in the distance, you'll see in a moment the red roof, is the girls' high school. Now, I said this was a Scottish city. The Anglicans, the English, managed to get their cathedral right in the heart of the Scottish city. And this was a major coup for them in the battle between those two peoples. And the Scots, of course, never take things lying down, and they did manage to get their own back. As we get down to the Octagon here, which is the centre of town, you will see how they got their own back. When we go past the cathedral on the left, the beautiful building next to it on the left is the town hall. Coming up on the right with the flag flying on it, this is the Allied Press. This is a proudly independent New Zealand newspaper. It's called the Otago Daily Times, New Zealand's oldest daily newspaper. Independent, not owned by Mr. Murdoch or the other big monopolies, and surprisingly doing okay. It concentrates a lot on regional and local news, but it does have a good international section as well. Straight in. So the Cadbury's chocolate factory on the right here spends 9 months of the year making Easter eggs just for the New Zealand market. The Australian branch said, "Can you make some from us?" And they said, "Nope, we're far too busy making it for New Zealand." So this is one of the reasons why New Zealand is right up there with the US for obesity rates.
Oh, God.
In a minute we're going to turn right. Those of you who can see ahead, but also on the left as we turn around the corner, is a big ugly concrete building. That is the Dunedin Hospital and Medical School. That's probably considered the best medical school in New Zealand.
So this is the train station that he was talking about a few minutes ago, and I can't really get it all into the shot. where the sun is positioned today. I can't go out on the lawn a little further from this or I'll just get glare, but it gives you some idea of the architecture. And this is Dunedin looking from the front of the train station. And over in this direction here is the Cadbury's factory. This is not the main downtown, it's over a few blocks.